What's going on, guys? Antonio here. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up for me, and let's get into it. All right, so I finally sat down with my wife and I watched Rebel Moon. It's been out like a little over a month now. I know it came out at Christmas of 2023, and so I decided I was like, let's actually see because I wasn't. I'd heard that it was bad. Saw a lot of the critics. Now I'm on Rotten Tomatoes. As you can see, the critic score is 23%. It's got 168 critic reviews, and the audience score is 58%. And it has over 5,000 reviews on it. And after watching it, I have to be honest. It's a beautiful looking movie, but it's also a mess. And I have to be very fair and honest about that. It seemed like, but couple things that I thought my wife had really good insight on it as we were watching the movie. She remarked that it kind of reminded her of part one of Dune. We watched Dune part one because they were supposed to release Dune 2 last year, and obviously with the SAG-AFTRA strike, they pushed it back. And we're going to see Dune part 2 when it opens in the theater. So she was like, we got to watch part one, and it's on Netflix. It was on Max, but it moved over to Netflix. So we watched part one of Dune, and we watched it with Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya. Watched that, and she was like, yeah, there's a lot of setup here. And I felt like Rebel Moon, and she remarked that it kind of reminded her of when we watched Dune together. It has a lot of it. They're trying to set something up. You can tell because part two of Rebel Moon's coming out in April. The cast is fantastic. I mean, you couldn't ask for better actors to be in this. Ed Screen's in this. You saw him on Game of Thrones, and he was in Deadpool, and he's been in a few different big projects. But I know he did that Transporter prequel when they couldn't get Jason Statham to do any more of those, so he did that Transporter prequel, and that bombed. But Ed Screen, I like Ed Screen as an actor, and he was the bad guy in this. What's that? Mikhail Huseman. He was on Game of Thrones. Which was so funny because they had Ed Screen was on Game of Thrones one season, and then he decided not to come back. And the character that Michael Huseman played on Game of Thrones was the character Ed. So they played the same character. He played it the first season, and then the following seasons, Michael Huseman played that character. He was also on, Michael Huseman was also on a show called Treme that was created by David Simon, the creator of The Wire. And I watched him on Treme as well. So I was like, Michael Huseman, or Mikhail Huseman, I think he's a great actor. One thing I was really surprised that they had Jaimin Hunsu in the movie. I generally like him. And then they had Charlie Hunnam, who I used to love on Sons of Anarchy. And there's a thread I came up on Reddit that I saw. I guess it's a few weeks old. So most likely they started the thread, and it's very active on Reddit. And it said, is Charlie Hunnam a bad actor, or is he just in bad movies? And I have to be honest, when I was like, after I watched Rebel Moon, I was like, man, Charlie fumbled the bag. I was like, he's in this thing. His character in Rebel Moon is I thought he was like the Han Solo character, because if you know about Rebel Moon, it was a Star Wars script. It was they had announced that Disney was giving Zack Snyder an R-rated Star Wars script. They were going to let him do a more adult themed Star Wars. And so he submitted the script. It was greenlit. Certain things started happening. Like the Solo movie didn't do as well as they hoped it would. So some of the Disney Star Wars films started to not perform well. And so they exited a lot of the deals that they had made with some of these Hollywood creators. Was D.B. Weiss and Dave Benioff, who were the creators and showrunners on Game of Thrones. They also had a Star Wars deal that folded around the same time. But Zack Snyder had a Star Wars deal, and the Rebel Moon's script was his submission to Disney that was originally approved. When they withdrew the deal, he took ownership of his script back, and he made some changes so that obviously, he could use certain things that would identify it as a Star Wars movie. And then he took the same script concept and pitched it to Netflix, and this is how we got Rebel Moon. So this is essentially his version. This was going to be a Star Wars movie, and as you watch it, you can see it's clearly a Star Wars movie. They even have their version of lightsabers and the whole deal. So I'm sitting there, I was like, oh, this chick would have been like a Sith Lord or something. It's like I'm watching, and I was like, oh yeah, Star Wars is all over this thing, but it's just, it's a lot of pieces to the puzzle, and I don't know how it all comes together. But yeah, like I said, when I saw Charlie Hunnam in there, I was like, man, that dude, think about when Sons of Anarchy went off the air and how in demand he was as an actor. They, whenever there was a new Marvel script or any of this kind of stuff, you kept hearing, it's like, oh, they want Charlie Hunnam to read for this. They want him to be in this. The Disney Star Wars stuff, they were saying that he had been offered some of the roles in the Disney Star Wars films and different things. And he would turn them down. I was like, man, his career has gone in a different direction. And one thing I thought was really strange about Charlie Hunnam's character, they're in outer space and he's talking with an Irish accent. So I'm sitting there going, and I remember, we started hearing him talk. My wife was like, why is he talking with an Irish accent? Because it was like, he's from Great Britain. So it was strange. It was strange hearing him talk with the Irish accent, even though he's British. I know he played an American on Sons of Anarchy, but he was probably like, okay, I'll take the part, but I want to play him as an Irish character. So it was really strange. But like I said, there's a lot of ideas in Rebel Moon. I think part 2 comes out in April. I will watch it. I'm a completionist, so I will watch it, but I gotta be honest. Like I said, beautiful looking movie. They did not skimp on these special effects. But Rebel Moon, I got to get my Randy Jackson voice on and be like, yeah, it's a no for me, dog. But if you watched it, I would love to hear what you guys think. Obviously, I'd like a follow. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram. I'm on X. I'm on Threads, and obviously right here on YouTube, all at Ikari Press. IkariPress.com will take you to my comic book series brand. We are in book 2, brand book 2. The link, of course, is in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out. All right, you guys. So you've heard me mention southernmuffin.com. Bam. There it is right here. So we're actually on the website, southernmuffin.com. And like I said, we got Valentine's Day coming up. Maybe you got an anniversary, but I want to show you how I give it up. This is what it do. Look here. Ignite Massage Candle, Island Passion. Boom. So my wife loves candles. So this is something right here. You get this candle, burn it, get it smelling real nice in the house. Boom. All right. Now let's run my wife a bath. Boom. Look here. Kama Sutra luxury bathing gel, treasures of the sea. Boom. You run that bath water. Boom. Get it going. Yeah, man. Go. And then here we go. So we got the candles. We got the bath. Oh, yeah. Kama Sutra luxury bathing gel, mint tree. Boom. So we got that going. And I got a little kit here. So here we go. The Massage Tranquility Kit. It's got all these different things in here. You can try the different scents, get the massage going real right. Just put a little spice in your life. And if your order is over $100, they will ship it free within the United States. Obviously, they've got a code here. And like I said, they got the code right now is 2024. And there's also a Valentine's Day sale coming up. southernmuffin.com. Put some spice in your life.